Imagine this. You're holding your morning coffee, scrolling on your phone, when suddenly the cup, your phone, and even you float right off the ground. No, you're not dreaming. Earth's gravity just disappeared for 10 whole seconds. So what happens? Do we all fly into space? Do cars drift away? Does the moon pack its bags and leave? Let's find out. First, let's set the scene. Gravity is that invisible force keeping your butt in the chair right now. It pulls everything toward Earth's center, your dog, your house, even the oceans. Now imagine turning that switch off. Zero gravity. 10 seconds. At the exact moment gravity disappears, the first thing you'd notice is chaos. Drinks, plates, and laptops would float up like balloons. People sitting would slowly lift off their chairs. If you were walking, your next step would launch you like a low-budget superhero. But here's the wild part. 10 seconds doesn't sound long, but in physics time, that's forever. Air itself is held down by gravity. So the atmosphere would start rushing upward into space like a giant invisible leak. Of course, it wouldn't all vanish in 10 seconds, but you'd feel hurricane-level winds as the air tried to escape. Imagine papers, leaves, and maybe even your neighbor's inflatable pool zooming up. Now, let's talk about water. Oceans, lakes, swimming pools, all of it is glued to Earth by gravity. Without it, the surface water would explode upward, splashing into the sky. People near the beach would see walls of water lifting like a giant magic trick gone wrong. Planes in the air? Oh boy. Without gravity pulling them down, they'd keep rising uncontrollably. Pilots would basically become passengers on the world's scariest elevator ride. And if you were mid-jump during those 10 seconds, congratulations. You jump higher than you've ever dreamed. But you might not enjoy the landing. Now, here's where it gets scarier. The Earth itself relies on gravity to hold everything together. 10 seconds isn't enough for the planet to completely break apart. But it is enough to mess with orbiting objects. The moon, satellites, even the International Space Station. They're all balanced by Earth's pull. Cut that pull for just 10 seconds, and they drift off course like bowling balls on ice. GPS, internet satellites, maybe even TV signals gone or scrambled instantly. But the most shocking effect? The human body. Our blood, muscles, and organs are adapted to gravity constantly pushing down. In zero gravity, even for 10 seconds, fluids in your body would rush toward your head. You'd feel pressure, like being held upside down. Astronauts deal with this in space, but imagine the sudden shock of it happening to everyone on Earth at the same time. Now, here's the twist. After exactly 10 seconds, gravity suddenly snaps back on. Everything that was floating comes crashing down hard. Your coffee cup, your phone, the cars, the water, all of it slams back to the ground. Air rushing upward would instantly collapse back down, making a thunderous boom across the planet. The result? Global destruction. Not end of the world level, but bad enough. Floods from displaced oceans, wrecked airplanes falling out of the sky, broken buildings from falling debris, and yes, thousands of very unlucky cats, finally learning that they don't always land on their feet. So the big reveal, 10 seconds without gravity, would be one of the most chaotic, dangerous events in human history. Not because things float, but because of what happens when they fall back down. Takeaway? Gravity may feel boring, just that everyday thing holding us down. But without it, life on Earth would unravel in seconds. It's literally the glue keeping our world, our oceans, and even our breath in place. So next time you complain about feeling heavy after a big meal, remember, gravity isn't the enemy. It's the reason you, me, and everything else aren't floating into space like lost balloons. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this wild trip into what if science, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and tell me in the comments, what would you do if you had 10 seconds of zero gravity? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending science stories.